moving on to talk a little bit about RMF2, and we've already talked a little bit about sort of bespoke definitions of done, things being definitions of done being purpose built for the host work item and things like that. So I wanted to ask you, what's the typical life cycle of a work item, if there is one?
Um, Pre or post RMF too.
I think post.
All right, so post RMF too. Okay, so in that case, I would say kind of the the life cycle would be this. So I would, as a product owner, if I'm a Scrum product owner, or whomever it is that's writing the requirement, you'll start off with essentially creating an initial placeholder requirement, and then you'll capture in that the intent behind that, and eventually you'll. So what I would then do is I would go and grab the appropriate templates, definition of done template, um, because many times I would create different types of different types of definition of done, or different templates for different types of work. Right? And so I would go and grab the one. I mean, you could just have one, but in many cases, I end up with different templates. So I would grab the most appropriate one, drop it into my work item, and then I would start working with my stakeholders and my own work of analysis and writing the requirements, and start filling it out. And I'll take my best pass at saying, okay, these are the things that I would want to have in the definition of done. These are the requirements, etc. And then what I would do is I would um, reserve time or reserve capacity with the team in an upcoming iteration, if you will, right? To actually review this work item with them. And so when the time comes, I'll schedule meetings with them. I'll sit down with them. I'll introduce the actual work item to them. We'll go through what I have as requirements, my intent and understanding. I'll present the definition of done with them. And what we'll end up doing is we'll end up maturing the definition of done through this. And it might not happen in one session. We might have to take more sessions, especially if there's a lot of detail to it, and I have to go back and hunt down answers for things right entirety. But both the definition of done as well as the actual requirements that are being placed in this work item are being matured through this. And so once we get to a point of where we've agreed on the definition of done, right, that I agree that it's complete, represents everything. The team agrees that it's complete, represents everything. We have a shared understanding. We've made sure we have a shared understanding on the requirements itself, etc. Then we say, okay, this work item is now ready for implementation. And so I can say, okay, in an upcoming sprint planning session, the team can take it up and commit it into a sprint. It's going to have to be prioritized against other backlog items. But then once it's implemented, once it's committed to a sprint, they'll go through and implement it. They'll track adherence to the actual definition of done criteria as they're implementing it. Right. So through implementation, we'll go through and say, okay, we've done this, we've done this, we've done this. And the point is that in the end, they're constantly through implementation verifying against the definition of done whether or not they've actually completed all of the I guess complied with it, or have achieved, done all of the things that they needed to be done. And then at some point in time, they're going to present it to me, and they'll present the working software to me, and they'll present the definition of done and say, okay, we think we are done with this item. And I can go through and I can look at what they have completed, and hopefully the demonstrations of particular things that they needed to have created, such as the software itself and whatever other artifacts, etc., will be demonstrated to me and the shareholders. And we'll agree, yes, this was done, completed per the specification, plus the definition of done, and then we accept that work. Now, from a larger product management perspective, accepting that particular work item as having been implemented is one thing. And many times for a product manager, there's still stages after that to actually get that functionality into production, get it vetted with customers, and make sure that what is now actually out there in live is working correctly. And whether the team is directly involved throughout their entire process, or if it's something that happens afterwards, Yeah, it all depends. That's all captured within the definition of done of the work item. Does that help?
Yes, yeah, no, no, that's really great. That's really great. I love going into that level of detail. That's one of the reasons we love doing these videos to accompany the course material.